Hi. Well, if you are South African or an African, I want you to watch this and let me see what you see this to be. Watch.
Hey, Banbagit, Mozambique Labor Department South Africa. Hey, no msholo. Yes, no msholo. So, hey, South Africa matota masimba la. Hey, bow.
Okay, so recently it was shared and says, today I saw a Mozambique Labor Department. Well, that is a video that was trending recently in South Africa, where a young man went there and actually went to a hospital and found out that there's a section of the hospital that says Mozambique Labor Department. That is, I don't know what that's supposed to mean though. Does that mean they only take care of only Mozambicans? What's that supposed to mean? Well, that was the comments, and the South Africans were not happy and they were pouring their hearts out. If you're an African watching this, how will you feel when you're seeing something like that in your various African countries? And as South African also, what's your take on this one? Well, this one came and says, now I understand why Trump said terrible things are happening in South Africa. He was correct. Well, that's his point of view though, because he's saying that terrible things are happening in South Africa. What do you mean by you have Mozambique's labor department? What does that supposed to mean? And again, this one says, we need to rise up as a nation, black and white, before it's too late. Well, that's serious. Well, that's it though. That's it. You guys need to rise up and protect your sovereignty. And again, this one says, this is unacceptable. Indeed, I'm sure there's more these kind of places we don't know about. Wow. And again, this one says that the current state of our country's economy, it seems that significant control has been ceded to foreigners from Somalia, Mozambique, Malawi, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe. This situation has contributed to an economic downturn that appears unlikely to recover in the near future. The impact is tangible, with basic necessities like a loaf of bread projected to cost as much as 100 rand shortly. Such inflationary pressures are alarming and suggest that the urgent measures are needed to stabilize and revive our economy. Some South Africans actually believe that the country's focus right now seems to be on illegal immigrants or foreigners than the main people of South Africa, and that is so sad to notice. It's so sad for people to actually feel like that though. The country is supposed to protect its people and its citizens. Everything should be about that. But here's the case, it's different for some South Africans. Again, this one says, I know these folks are hungry, but at least they should familiarize themselves with the law. For almost a century, because minors from neighboring countries, there has always been such offices to count for these people. So one is saying that why are people even shouting about this? This is actually normal. It has been there for long, that there are actually places like that that are always for neighboring countries who have most of their people living in South Africa to be able to know to count their people. It's there. It's actually emphasizing to helping them to notice how many of their people that have been reproducing and how many they are actually growing in the various countries they find themselves in. So he's saying that it's actually normal. Why are South Africans making a deal out of it? That's his point. And lastly, this one says, withdraw from all international treaties, particularly the one holding us at ransom to host pseudo asylum seekers. There's nothing in the SDLC region. If Zimbabweans need food parcels, we can send to them in their countries. Nigerians to sell drugs in their own countries. Okay, so this one is saying that why have we even allowing this? If South Africa is in any organization that is actually making this making us taking these decisions and behaving like that, then we should dissolve ourselves from that. That's what he's saying though. And he's saying that we can actually help and extend a hand, but there's no need for them to be here for us to help them. That is his take. So basically, as an African watching this, well, as the man said, it's actually normal to having these kind of places in various hospitals. It says for other countries to be able to count their citizens and how their population is actually growing in their host countries. But basically, it's also a different way that South Africans also are pouring out. I'm not blaming South Africans for that though, because of what is actually been happening recently, and they have every right to voice out for anything that they seem not understand. But hopefully the leaders of South Africans and then the health department will come out and then defend and explain to the South African people what that actually means, and then everyone will be better and understand each other. Okay, this African time, my name is Dashi. Thank you for your time.